right now. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling. I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be doing some Bitcoin, Ethereum, and hopefully, if we have time, Cardano technical analysis. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is how one of our most powerful indicators that we keep an eye on here at the Crypto Jeb channel, called Lux Algo, has flashed a sell signal on the on the Ethereum daily chart. And the last time that Lux Algo flashed a sell signal on Ethereum's daily chart was the day after we hit all-time high, and in the ensuing week and a half, Ethereum would lose half of its value. That's what the last sell signal on Ethereum looked like. Is this something that we should be concerned about, or should we be ignoring this signal and being bullish on Ethereum? We are going to talk about Ethereum and what the next 7 days look like on it, and we're also going to talk about whether or not the exact same sell signal might be coming relatively soon to Bitcoin, because there is a good argument to be made that that might occur. At the time of recording this, Bitcoin is currently testing and potentially even breaking below critical support in the $45,000 to $46,000 zone. We're going to talk about all of that and more. We're also going to be talking about how Western Union could stand to lose up to $400 million a year in annual revenue from remittance fees now that El Salvador has moved online with Bitcoin. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about the Securities and Exchange Commission and how they are dealing with Coinbase. We've got a great show lined up for you today, guys. I cannot wait to dive into our content. We have a great lineup of content and people, and one of those people is none other than Mr. T.A. Tim. How you doing, Tim?
I have some sad news this morning.
Oh, no.
Smelly, did we get the picture downloaded onto the thing?
No, but I can show it on my phone.
There's a picture. I'm scared.
So yesterday, at approximately the time 5:08 p.m., the infamous XRP/Hurley hat was murdered in cold blood by my dog Coco.
Oh, no!
All right, I have the picture.
Do you have the picture?
It is destroyed.
No!
It is destroyed.
No!
Also, I don't know. That's female me.
What? What the freak?
The heck?
Everything was so serious up until the last 20 seconds. Guys, we got a great show lined up for you today. As you can see, we don't take ourselves too seriously. Make sure to smash that like button. And also, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the fastest growing analysis channel on YouTube. It is our mission to bring you high quality educational and informational content every single day so that you can be best informed on how to work in cryptocurrency markets. But let's not hold off any longer. Good Lord, Smay. What the freak?
Yeah,
was
hold
that?
on. Time out. You didn't even introduce me.
Oh, yeah, because you introduced yourself.
No,
with
I
whatever
didn't.
that
I was showing a picture. All right, introduce
We are
me.
also joined, as always, by our cross-dressing producer, Smay. How you doing, Smay?
Hey,
He didn't cross-dress.
Calm down, calm down. It was a Snapchat filter.
It was a filter.
Also, guys, look at this. I won the HODL trophy.
That's true.
He did. Congratulations,
I'm the
Smay.
first person to win the HODL trophy in the new
perfectly predicting the price
in the new
action.
office. And I have to say something, guys. I have to say something. I am going to take this moment. Sorry, Joe. I know it's going to take a second. But I have to do this anyways. I want to take the opportunity now that it is now in my possession to fulfill the promise that we made.
Yeah.
And that is, I want to put the names of our grandmasters on the trophy at this moment.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
It's going to take me a second to write these, so
it.
I'm going to go ahead and turn it to Jeb so he can
Boom sauce.
Yeah, keep you guys happy, and then I'll write it.
Good deal. Well, guys, while he was writing that, first of all, I want to give a massive round of applause in chat, and also a big thank you to all of our members. You guys hit that join button down below, and you're helping to support the channel here and all the content that we're trying to produce. We're going to talk more about that here in a second, but we want to jump into some content because I know you guys are anxious and ready to see what I'm talking about with this title. So let's jump on to the Ethereum chart. If you don't know, Lux Algo is one of the indicators that I have in my toolkit that helps to give me signals on when to buy and when to sell cryptocurrencies. It's a very, very powerful technical indicator. A ton of you guys have gotten it. You can use the link in the description box down below and use coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout. Lux Algo is a paid indicator, and there's a good reason for it. It is going to make its money back very quickly if you are regularly trading. And I'll show you some examples if you haven't seen it before. Lux Algo perfectly called, if you will, this entire rally. We had a strong buy signal here on the 24th of July when Ethereum, was sitting at $2,100. It rallied, Ethereum did, that is, all the way to 4,000 before we finally topped out. The last time we saw a sell signal on Lux Algo on Ethereum was right here on the 16th of May when Ethereum was trading at $3,600. Following that sell signal, Ethereum would drop 52.3% in the span of 7 days. And by the way, a new feature that Lux Algo has is it has exit positions. It tells you when to exit your trade, and you can see the exit right here was at the very bottom, so it was a pretty good exit call there. But Lux Algo isn't just useful on Ethereum. We've also seen it be very useful on Bitcoin. You can see that Lux Algo more or less perfectly predicted and called this massive drop that we saw in May and June, and then the massive rally we saw in August. Just wanted to show you a little bit of history because indicators are very much reliant on historical analysis. We have to look back on what an indicator can tell us so that we can understand how powerful the indicator is and how much we should be listening to it. So now that I've shown you that Lux Algo is an indicator that we should be listening to, what is it saying? Well, for the first time since May 15th on Ethereum, we have seen a daily chart sell signal. This is very important because, as I showed you, Lux Algo is a pretty good indicator for predicting uptrends and downtrends. Now, I don't want to pretend like it is a perfect indicator. There's no such thing as an indicator that's going to call everything perfectly. There have been times where it's told you to sell at the bottom, and there have been times where it's told you to buy closer to the top. But for the most part, it is a strong indicator, and it gives us a good idea of when we should be buying and selling. You can see some good examples right here. There are going to be black swan events where it's not perfect, but for the most part, it is a good indicator. Right now, it's flashing sell on Ethereum. Let's look at Cardano really quickly also, because we need to get some context. We need to look at the whole cryptocurrency market so that we can have that holistic perspective on cryptocurrencies. We're seeing right now that there was a sell signal on Cardano on the 7th of September. So far, Bitcoin has not had a sell signal. Now let's pause. We're going to go into all of the Ethereum technicals here in just a second, but I want to address this Lux Algo thing really quickly because you guys are constantly asking about it. And I also want to address the market. Number one, Lux Algo is a powerful indicator, and when I see a sell signal on it, I take it very seriously. That being said, we are going to back that up with a ton of technical analysis. It is never a good idea to trade based off of one indicator. It is always a good idea to get as much context and as much information as you can before you make a decision, so that's what we're going to do. But one of the other themes that we've seen in the market over the last month or so is that Cardano has been leading, following Cardano has been Ethereum, and Bitcoin's been following Ethereum. So it's been Cardano leading the charge, Ethereum's been next, and Bitcoin's been next. Well, the interesting thing is that Lux Algo shows that as well. We saw a sell signal on Cardano 4 days ago. We saw a sell signal on Ethereum today. Now the question that we're going to be asking in today's stream also is, if Cardano's leading and we saw a sell signal 4 days ago, and Ethereum's following Cardano and we saw a sell signal today, is Bitcoin going to see a sell signal in the next 3 days? And are we going to see that sell signal lead to a big drop on Ethereum and Bitcoin, similarly to how we saw on Cardano? The sell signal showed up, Cardano dropped about 15%. So, Tim, we're going to do some technical analysis and try and substantiate these claims, figure out what's going to happen, but I want to hear your opinion on that theory. Do you think that Bitcoin is about to see a sell signal in the same way that Ethereum is following Cardano? Where do you think we're going?
Well, to be honest, I haven't necessarily gone back and looked at the history of Lux Algo's tool to see if that's how that works. You know, the statement when Jeb was saying we've seen Cardano lead the charge, we've seen Ethereum right behind it, and Bitcoin follow behind. That is a true statement when it comes to price action, when that comes to percentage of going up, going down, and stuff like that. Here is the thing. I don't know if that necessarily translates to Lux Algo. And some things that I even want to point out with Lux Algo, because this morning when I was doing this, I found the buy signal, their sell signal. And the first thing I noticed was, well, it says sell, it's not as strong. So Lux Algo, actually, one of the things I love about them is that they actually do a pretty good job of letting you know which ones are the better ones by saying strong and which ones are they think are going to be a good opportunity, so they just say sell or they say buy. But if you just scroll back and look at the history of that sell signal, we don't always see massive movements. Now, if you looked at, let's see, the date was May 16th. Massive drop in price. But
showing on my chart.
If you scroll back just a little farther, we have a sell signal that literally the next day started a rally.
Yep.
Go back a little farther, we had a sell signal that 4 days later started a rally. We had another sell signal back here on the 11th of January. 2 days later, we started a rally. So this, as Jeb just said, it is not perfect. And I don't even think, when you talk to Lux Algo people, because our marketing director does, their intention was never close your eyes and just wait for signals and then make trades.
That is not the point.
It was to add to technical analysis to inform opinions, right?
Absolutely.
Same thing with Cardano. The other thing that I think that we should be paying attention to is that they say sell, but they are purple. And on Cardano, we have not seen a full red candle. So just so you guys know, red is a strong movement. Green is a strong, red is down, strong movement to the downside. Green is strong movement to the upside. Purple is kind of a more neutral.
Transitionary.
Yeah, transition. We don't really, we're waiting to see what happens here. I do think that potentially Bitcoin's price is going to be dropping. So if we see a sell signal on Bitcoin, follow this. It is going to be it's going to be one of these where we see a sell signal and then a day or two later the rally starts again. Yeah. The price definitely can go down. And we're going to talk about that technical analysis here in a little bit. Because here's the thing, guys, at this channel, that's as the song says in the beginning, we want you to feel good at the end of the day, and we are going to do everything to give you guys what you need to know. But there is such a thing as bad news. Yeah. And when there's bad news, we got to tell you there's bad news, but help you see it in the full light of, hey, it's bad news for a time does not mean bad news for forever.
Absolutely.
So that's all I have about LuxAlgo.
I have to cut you guys off.
Okay.
Because I have done it.
Let's do it.
This is a temporary, we're going to get actual labels and stuff, but this is, I write the names, so I'm going to go ahead and read them to everybody. And then I'm going to shout out 3 of the non-grandmasters, okay? So we have Adam Rourke.
Let's go, Adam.
Thank you for being a grandmaster. Thank you for supporting the channel.
For joining the channel.
We have Matt C.
Let's go, Matt C.
Matt C. We love Matt C. Tommy Lou.
Let's go, Tommy Lou.
Edward Hess.
Let's go, Edward Hess.
And Mr. Yard Dog Landscaping himself, Rick4962.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The best landscaping business in Knoxville, Tennessee.
That's right.
We hope.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't know.
We don't know because we haven't used them, but we hope.
All right, and then we have our 3 non-grandmasters, but you guys are just as special in our hearts.
You are very special.
We have James Tippins.
Let's go, James Tippins.
Reshma Joshi.
Let's go.
And smooth, predictable results. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
And now going forward, we're going to be shouting out 3 new people every single stream.
Yes, indeed.
Every single stream. So be on the lookout to hear your name on stream.
We got Manuel Ramos in the chat, who is the CFO of our company, who is the person who actually orchestrated the membership program. For all of you guys who are getting shouted out and are members of the membership program, give a warm welcome and thank you to Manny Ramos, who helped to orchestrate that. And by the way, smash that like button. We got a lot more technical analysis coming up. I know we can get to 750 likes here in the next 2 minutes. We also have 2,400 people watching, so I know that we can get there. With all of that said, let's go ahead and jump back onto the charts, because now that we've established our foundation with LuxAlgo for our arguments, we need to figure out what comes next. What I like to do is I like to look at the I like to look at the bearish case first, then the bullish case, then we're going to go over conclusions. So let's look at Ethereum and really get an idea of what's going on here. First things first, Ethereum had a major landslide event happen on the 7th of September, back on Tuesday. You guys will remember that, where the whole crypto market lost $400 billion in the span of 2 hours. In the span of 20 hours, overall, Ethereum corrected 25%. In its recovery from that, we entered into this ascending wedge, and we have now broken bearish out of that ascending wedge, as we expected that we would. For any of you guys who have gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, there's a link for this in the description box down below. If you want to learn more about technical analysis, we talk about in this video right here on wedges and pennants that there is a 70% likelihood you will break out of an ascending wedge to the downside, like we did right here. All of our alumni would have seen this, and they would have recognized this, and they would have known this prediction, that this chart formation was predicting that we're going to move us to the downside. Looking at the 4-hourly some more, we can also see that the MACD attempted to cross bullish as we were rallying into that ascending wedge, but with the break to the downside, we've now crossed bearish again on the 4-hourly chart, and we're now bearish on Ethereum USD 4-hourly chart for the MACD. Now, one thing I will point out is that there is an uptrending level of support on the RSI, but there's also an uptrending level of support on the chart. So we're not seeing divergence, but I do want you to take that into account. The trend line is moving to the upside, but we're also having this kind of rounding top, if you will. It's not even a rounding top, it's a rounding midpoint right now on Ethereum's RSI and its price action. We were trying to move to the upside. Now we're shifting to the downside. We've lost a lot of our momentum, so there's not much momentum there, and that's not very good. Volume is also very low, which is not a good sign. That's a sign of an anemic market. It's a sign that we are losing momentum. It's a sign that the balloon is losing inflation, not the other way around. Looking at the TD sequential, we don't have any flashes there. Just want to make sure you guys were aware of that. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, we see one of the funniest Bollinger Bands that I've ever seen. I've seen this happen before, and it reminds me of one of those little army ants, or like, no, it reminds me of a leafcutter ant. They got this tiny, tiny, tiny little body and this gigantic round head. That's what this looks like right here. We have this tiny little constriction on the Bollinger Bands, and then it explodes because we have all this volatility. What does this mean? Well, markets are cyclical, so whenever we have volatility drop off a cliff like we saw happen a week ago, we're expecting a lot of volatility to come back in. That's what we saw happen. We got so constricted, so many people were over leveraged, expecting a break to the upside. We had a liquidation event and we crashed. So what we're seeing now is that we're losing a lot of that volatility that came in on Tuesday, and we're moving into a less volatile period. Keep an eye on the Bollinger Bands. By the way, John Bollinger himself came out yesterday and said that he is a fan of Bitcoin, so that was a big deal. Bollinger Band's been around for 40 years. It is a good indicator and one you should pay attention to. Looking at our moving averages here, there is one thing that is highly encouraging, and that is that the 200 4-hourly exponential moving average, bear with me, is currently giving support to the Ethereum market, and it has been doing so ever since the 23rd of July. Now, we haven't had to come down and test it, but now that we are, it is a level of support that we can look to hold. Looking out on the daily chart, one of the things I want to point out to you is that even though this is not what a traditional red-green-red formation looks like on Ethereum, it is technically a red-green-red formation. Pause. What's a red-green-red formation? This is a candlestick formation that I have personally discovered. I'm sure people have seen this before, but by discovered, I mean I've realized in my trading that it's very helpful. I've never seen anyone else talk about this, so this is probably the only channel you're going to hear about this. But whenever you see a candlestick, I might be wrong on that, by the way. I'm not saying I patented this or anything, but this is a candlestick formation that whenever you see a red candlestick followed by a non-engulfing green candlestick followed by an engulfing red candlestick forms, a lot of times they'll show up at the beginning or the middle of a trend, and it signals you're going to move to the downside. What is it? Let me show you. We have a red candlestick right here. The green candlestick is non-engulfing, so it's not up here. It's right here. It's down. It's smaller than the red candlestick before it. And then we have a bigger red candlestick after it. That's a red-green-red or an RGR formation, and that is typically bearish. Like I said, it can show up at the beginning or the middle of a trend. It can show up anywhere, but it generally shows up there, and it generally means you're going to go to the downside. Continuing to look here on Ethereum, let's look for some trend lines because, of course, trend analysis is one of the big keys to technical analysis. And one of the things that's very encouraging on Ethereum right now is that there is an uptrending level of support right here. We have this set based on our double top up here on the 27th of May and the 4th of June this year, respectively. And we also use this level as support earlier on in the month of August. On Tuesday, we pulled back down to $3,000 and tested that as support. And by the way, $3,000 is also a critical level of support. So that is a brief overview of the technicals. That's some information, but let's try and pull all that information together. What does it mean? Where are we going? One final thing I want to mention is that the RSI and the MACD are still trending to the downside. RSI is pulled down into 48 territory. MACD is bearish and it's still red. So let's pull all this together because I know I just threw a lot at you. That's what we have to do in technical analysis. We have to look at all the information and start putting together pieces, you know, like that. Is that from Parks and Rec, Tim, where they have like the dude with the little with the strings, and he's like, oh, look, I have this whole idea.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's all from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's what technical analysis is. It's like, let's figure out all the information. Let's start drawing strings between them. With everything that we just said, Tim, I want to hear your take before I give mine.
Yeah.
Where do we think Ethereum is going in the next couple of days? Do you think it's going to pull down to our support at $3,000 and bounce based on the rising wedge and based on Lux Algo? Or do you disagree with Lux Algo? Do you think the bottom's somewhere close and we're going to bounce? What do you think?
I don't disagree with Lux Algo because Lux Algo doesn't, again, just because it's a sell signal, I think the price is going to go down. So that means it's actually a good signal. Meaning if you had sold, or when you saw that sell signal, if you had sold, you're taking your profits, or if you shorted, and then you timed it perfectly and hit the bottom, you will have made money, or at least not lost money, you know? that doesn't mean that we're going to see a massive, massive price crash. Like a sell signal on Lux Algo does not mean we're about to see an 18% crash.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean we're about to see a 30, 40. It means, hey, the price is going down for right now. But here is the thing that we talked about earlier, and I talked about it earlier this week. The market has been following Cardano and Ethereum. For a while, we had Ethereum leading the charge with Bitcoin right behind it and Cardano flashing behind. Then we saw that news happen with Charles Hoskinson talking about smart contracts, and all of a sudden Cardano took the lead. Mm-hmm. Go look at what is happening to Ethereum over Bitcoin and Cardano over Bitcoin.
I will show it while you're talking.
We are in ascending wedges. They have been leading. They have been ahead of the pack. Bitcoin has been lagging behind.
And they both broke bearish.
And Bitcoin's about to take its lead. Mm-hmm. So I think actually Ethereum, the reason why your price won't crash, despite the fact that there are some metrics saying that it probably could, is because Bitcoin is going to rally, take the lead, and is going to rally both Ethereum, Cardano, and other altcoins that have been struggling here over the last couple of days. It's going to resume a bull run. Now, that doesn't mean Bitcoin's price won't drop at first as well. But here's the thing. I do believe that we are going to see a shift where Bitcoin takes the lead for at least a couple of days, if not a couple of weeks, before we see the shift happen again. In the last 2 months, we've seen these three, again, like I described yesterday, making a braid. There's always a different strand that's on top. It's Bitcoin's turn to take the lead. Another way to put it about like ducks. When ducks fly in that little V formation, they take turns being the lead duck. This saves energy. They still are going in the same location, but they take turns shifting. It's Bitcoin's turn. Bitcoin's going to straighten this out. It's going to rally. It's going to bring the prices back up. We are not done with this bull run. It just needs a little bit more of a price action. We talked about this throughout this week as well. This is the other point I was going to make. Manipulation is what is part of causing this crash. Did we need a little bit of a correction? Absolutely. But manipulation is still in play because why? Institutions and whales are not finished getting more of their product. Here is the thing, though. I think their time is coming to a close where they're like, all right, this is all we're going to get out of this market. Let's go.
Pump it.
Another good sign you guys need to know, and I don't think we have a plan to talk about this throughout the rest of the stream, so I just want to talk about it right now. This is a great sign to me fundamentally. Those of you who have seen these articles about the Swedish banking system and the Mexican banking system, kind of putting a little bit more FUD into the market, pretty much saying Bitcoin is not money. No one wants Bitcoin as money from Mexico. And then Sweden saying trading Bitcoin is like the same thing as trading stamps. I told you this morning, I love this because whenever you see a FUD article from someone you just do not care what the heck they think, that is a sign of, again, manipulation to try to scare anyone and anyone they could from getting into crypto so that whales and institutions can buy more and it skyrockets. That's something Richard Wyckoff talks about all the time is a lot of times when you see really, really, really positive articles from centralized banking systems and big whales and institutions, you're actually probably getting close to at least a short time top. When you see nothing but FUD from these centralized institutions, you're probably hitting a short time bottom, if not the bottom. I think this is massively bullish news. Again, I don't know why we care what the Swedish central bank thinks about Bitcoin. I don't know why we care what Mexico's central bank thinks about Bitcoin. They know what is going to hurt them. So for them to spread this kind of FUD actually to me is a very bullish sign.
I have a question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Are you the lead duck?
Am I the lead duck? Did someone ask that in chat?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, am I the lead duck? I don't think so.
No.
I'll take I was on Wednesday, but Jeff's back now. He can lead.
You were the lead duck on Wednesday. He led very well. He led very ducking well on Wednesday. You guys should definitely go back and watch that if you haven't already. It was a great stream. By the way, guys, we have something, and it's really cool, and it looks like this. It's called the like button. You should smash it. It is in the area right below this video. We got 750 likes right now. That's where we said we wanted to be. I know we can get to 1,500 in the next couple of minutes. We're going to pause really quickly on the TA.
Yeah,
Let's
we are.
go ahead and read some super chats.
You know what? Before we even reach super chats, I need to tell them something, guys.
Okay.
Did you guys know that we have merch now, guys?
Yes. Did you know that we have merch
We
now?
literally, there is a link in the description with a link that takes you to our merch page, guys.
We have a bunch of merch.
You can wear Crypto Jeb stuff on your body.
Yeah,
and
on your body.
Show them the mug. Show them the mug.
I'm showing them. Yeah, I got a mug. I got a mug right here. I'm showing them on the screens, man.
Now
I'm showing them the page.
Too.
Look at this mug. Let's dive right on into it. We got our own mugs. Tim's drinking out of it over there. He's not repping. Come on, guys.
I was repping. I've repped it all week.
Guys, we have all other kinds of mugs. We have all kinds of shirts. We have. Oh yeah, here. Show them everything.
We got coffee and crypto stuff.
Ah!
We got coffee and crypto merch, a tumbler.
Go,
Like, bro.
Show the pillows.
Look at the pillows.
Oh, you
Look
get
at the pillow.
You get
This pillow's
pillows.
awesome.
You
I
get
want
pillows.
this pillow. Why is this not in the office? This
Well,
is an
'cause-
awesome pillow.
Yeah, we need to order pillows,
We got
guys.
socks. Like, bro, I want some coffee and crypto socks. Look at this. We got the new logo on this mug too. This is dope, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely check that out.
Also, I just want to let you know the members are the ones.
The members get a discount
The
on all
members
this
get the
stuff.
discount. So maybe
They do.
maybe you guys should be a member too.
Yes, indeed. Anyway, let's go ahead and pause the shameless self-promotion and read some super chats.
Yes, we have some super chats. Well, the first one from Corey saying, shout out Smay for winning. And as always, shout out to the ladder behind you.
Yes.
And that's not the only comment we got about the ladder. So
There's an
Smay,
inside joke
prepare
about
that
that
ladder for a close-up. Sean Burns said, can Tim give us some college football predictions for this Saturday? There's really not that many great college football games. The only one that I know of that is actually really, really important is the Iowa State game, highly ranked teams. There's a part of me that just wants to say, yeah, Iowa State. They're the more talented team, I think, overall. But after watching Iowa's defense against Indiana last week, close game, but I think Iowa's going to squeak it out. So that's the only game I think that's really important to try to make a prediction on. So we'll move forward. Let's go. We got another one with Wayne Kerr saying, would love to see some, there we go. Would love to see some close-ups of that ladder.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's a nice ladder. You
Real
got there.
quickly while we
That's
go
a
to that.
nice ladder. Look at that ladder. Man.
Beautiful.
Guys, put
That's
a
Americana
put
right
a
there.
1 in chat if you want a Smay on the ladder shirt.
Smay on the ladder.
shirt.
Okay,
Smay on
drop
a ladder.
a 1 in chat if that's what you'd like to see.
Smay on a ladder with a turtle.
Smay on a ladder with a turtle.
Hold on, wait a
I'd
minute.
buy that.
Wait a second.
I would buy that.
Is Zach Bradley, if you're in the chat right now, if you could draw a picture of me on a ladder with the turtles
That'd be awesome.
and the poncho, then
That'd be awesome.
then we can put it on a shirt. That'd be nice.
Yep.
All right, we'll keep moving on.
Keep going.
Crypto Badger says September doing its normal dump.
Yep.
Be ready to buy this dip. I'm loading the account with cash now. Let's go. Been in since June of 2017.
Boom.
And I haven't been this excited to buy in a while.
Boom. There you go. Let's read 2 more, and then we're going to do some more technical analysis,
Yes.
and we'll read the rest of them at the end.
Here's a really good one, actually. Matt C said Plan B has predicted 43.5 K Bitcoin in September before the 63,000 plus in October on stock to flow.
I think you might be right. We're going to talk about that in just a second. That's a lot of ones.
Last
Yeah.
one. Love this. 4 by Grace he's really diligent to just encourage giving verses every single day or almost every single day. The verse of the day he had is 2 Corinthians 5:21. For he hath made him to be sin for us who knew no sin, that we might be made to be righteous of God in
Let's
him.
go. Amen.
Love you, 4 by Grace. Thank you so much, man, for the encouragement.
That's good news, but we also have good news in the chat. Zach Bradley said it will be done.
Oh!
He said it. He is here.
Yay!
He said it.
Yay!
It will be done. I will legit, if that gets made into merch and put on a shirt, I
I'm
will
buying
wear it on
so.
stream.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna wear it on
buy
stream
like
every
3 of
day.
those.
I'm gonna
I
buy
wanna see
so
Smay
many
with a turtle on a ladder.
I'm literally gonna buy one for every member of my family.
That'd be hilarious. I'm sure your dad would think that's ridiculous,
Yes, he would.
but he would probably wear it.
Oh yeah, I'd hope so.
I would hope he'd wear it. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. Enough goofing around. Let's look at Bitcoin really quickly because there is some very important stuff that we need to look at here. As we were talking about earlier with Lux Algo, there are sell signals showing up on these charts. And I want to show you something also with Lux Algo. Which, by the way, if you haven't gotten Lux Algo, I'm talking to the people here that have used Lux Algo. If you haven't gotten Lux Algo, you really should. It is a fantastic indicator. I'm using it every day in my technical analysis. Tim uses it every day in his technical analysis. It's become a part of our toolkit. It's really, really helpful. And if you want to get access to it, you can get access to it with the link in the description box down below. Use coupon code JEB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout. You're only going to get that coupon code here, so make sure to sign up for it. It's going to be really helpful. It's going to make your life easier with trading and doing technical analysis. Obviously, you don't want to use it in a vacuum. You want to learn technical analysis so that you're able to substantiate what it is saying. But I do want to show you what it's saying here on Bitcoin. On the Bitcoin 4-hourly chart, there was a sell signal here on the 7th of September. We can also see that Bitcoin right now is in a ascending triangle pattern, and you might even argue that it's in a ascending wedge, but I'm going to leave this as an ascending triangle pattern for right now. Bitcoin is very much in a state where it needs to make a decision. Bitcoin is in a place where it needs to decide, are we going to bounce and rally out of this and have a U-bottom, or are we going to break to the downside as the continuation pattern suggests? Because if we do break to the downside, our level of support will be at $43,000. Tim, what was that level of support you were talking about, Plan B said earlier?
43.5.
43.5. That sounds pretty familiar. So he might be right. But if he is right, Plan B is probably going to be entirely right. By the way, if you don't know, Plan B is the pseudonymous creator of the cryptocurrency prediction index, the stock-to-flow ratio. Not the stock-to-flow ratio, excuse me, the stock-to-flow model.
The only question I would have,
Sure.
did Plan B make this prediction before September, or they made it like in the last 2 days? Because we hit 43,000. So like, I think there's a chance we do go down to 43.5 again. There's a chance, but I'm not convinced looking at the technicals that we have to go that far.
Yeah.
I actually think there's a stronger level at 45.5. Now, that's why I'm asking, like, because if Plan B said this back in August, last week of August, well, guess what? We hit 43 already. We hit 43.5. And again, not saying that we couldn't do it again. It's very possible. But to say that we need to, or saying we're absolutely going to, I don't think that's necessarily true either.
I also think because you're getting 45.5 from the VPVR, right?
From VPVR and from if you just go back and look at the history of Bitcoin over the last couple of months, there's actually a lot of price action that happens right there that just gives it a good level of support.
Right.
But yeah, VPVR is crucial there. Also, just the sentiment here. Let me go back to even my notes, because again, I have this here and I'll show you. I need to do like publishing these,
yes.
even if just so people can kind of form their own opinions.
Drop a 1 in chat if you'd like to see a published version of Tim's notes, because he puts all the TA together in the morning while I'm reading the articles, and that's how we play in the stream.
Yeah. Let's see here.
By the way, while he's looking for that, just so you guys know, Tim went through CT2A, and that's where he learned and built his foundation in technical analysis. And now I've handed a lot of the just information gathering of technical analysis off to him for the morning stream planning. Like, I still do the technical analysis. I still do technical analysis. Obviously, I'm in no way, shape, or form not doing technical analysis. Don't take that wrong. But he helps with the planning, and the way that he's been able to do that is by educating himself. It's really, really important that you guys invest in your own education, and that's why we created the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. We've helped over 5,000 students learn how to do technical analysis so that they can make themselves more profitable in cryptocurrency markets and change their life and take back the destiny that was stolen from them. That's what our mission is here at McAfee Media, the company that owns the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel. It's my company. It's our mission to help you take back control of your destiny from the people that stole it from you. And the way that we do that is we come on this screen every single day with humility and integrity. Hopefully, that's what we come on here every day with. And if we ever don't, tell us, and we try and educate you guys on cryptocurrency markets. That's why we're here. That's why you should subscribe, and that's why you should join CT2A, so that you can learn more about technical analysis, so that you can be profitable in crypto markets. It's that simple.
Gotcha. Okay, so going back and looking, yes. So the original finding of that was VPVR. So if you have VPVR, I know that's one that people have to pay for.
I have it up right now, yeah.
Yeah, just if people are doing their own TA.
Yeah.
So what I did to get that, and you can look at it when you zoom in a little closer, just in case you guys don't know this. This is simple if you've been using VR for a while, but if you're newer to it, it changes based off of how much data you're looking at. So I started zoomed in, and then just to clarify, zoomed out to give me a multiple month look. But you're going to see that little hole, that little dip right there, that if we keep going down, if we do break through, because I think there's another level of semi-support. Oh, nope, we're down to 48. Okay, great. Look at that. We're at 45.8. I hadn't even looked at the Bitcoin price recently. The catch where we're going to kind of get stopped at is that 45.5. Hit just a level of resistance right there at 45.5, right? You're gonna be right there in the gap of the VPVR, and then go back and just look at the areas where we see candlesticks and candle wicks, but using it both for resistance and support. That's one of the when we're going back and looking at what's resistance, what's support, you're looking at the history where there's a lot of price action. And the more recent the information, probably the stronger it'll grow it.
Yeah.
But do not negate or just get rid of information just because it was from a couple months, maybe even a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That information is still really, really, really key.
Absolutely.
Even look at we talked about the other day, look at the level of resistance we had created through that accumulation phase back here a month ago. That line, if you had just stopped, you wouldn't know that if that line continued to go on, it was our level of support for this recent dump, right? So those lines, keep them in your mind whenever you're looking at future technical analysis, because that shows you why this level of support is actually a pretty strong level. Again, doesn't mean we won't break through it, because we break through levels of support and resistance all the time.
Sure.
It just means it's going to take a lot more momentum than other lines.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There is one very critical level of support right now that is in effect and that we're currently testing. It's sitting at 46,000. It's none other than the 200 daily simple moving average. This, quite frankly, is probably the second most important technical indicator in the entire crypto market, only behind the 20 exponential. And the reason for that is because the 200 daily simple moving average plays a major role in supporting bull markets and holding down bear markets. Take a look here at the 2016-17 bull market. This line right here, this moving average, I should say, the 200 daily, was the support that we constantly tested and pulled back down to during that bull market. During the bear market of 2018, I remember this, we were making content back then. We were constantly testing this as resistance and we continuously failed to get through it. Once we finally did get through it on the 1st of April, on the April Fool's rally back in 2019, I remember this very vividly. Bitcoin rallied through that level and it was very powerful. This is an important level. Here's the thing I want to say. If Bitcoin stays below $46,000, which is currently where our 200 daily is sitting, we're probably not going to go down just a little bit. We're probably going to go down quite a bit. What I mean by that is that if we do manage to stay below 46,000, we're one, probably going to see a sell signal on Lux Algo. And two, I think we're going to break those levels of support. And we're probably going to pull down into the $43,500 territory like what Plan B is apparently saying. Now, I'm getting that information from you. I don't know when he said that to him. I'm quoting you, quoting him. I didn't see him say that. But if we go below the 200, then one thing you have to keep in mind about moving averages and support and resistance levels in general is that there's no such thing as a support and resistance level. They are actually a zone. It's like calling a piece of paper two-dimensional. It's not actually two-dimensional. It's three-dimensional. It's just so thin that it looks two-dimensional. Support and resistance levels are the same thing. They're so thin they look two-dimensional, or in this case, one-dimensional, but they're not. They're two-dimensional. They are zones. There is a little bit of a zone around support and resistance. If a level of resistance is at $50,000 and you go to $50,200, you're not out of the blue. You're still in the zone, in the gravitational well of that level of resistance. Everything is a zone. So what I mean by that is that if Bitcoin falls a little bit farther below 46,000, probably 44,500, then we're out of the gravitational well, if you will, from my astrophysics nerdy middle school self talking here. If we fall through that, then we've broken the 200 daily. If we break the 200 daily, I don't want to say all hell will break loose, but it's not going to be great. And I think the first level that we would test would be 43,000. I am bullish on Bitcoin in the medium and the long term. The short term, I am questioning. And the reason I'm questioning is because we had a chance to start breaking to the upside. We had a chance to start breaking local highs at 47,300 when we rallied up on the 9th of September. We didn't do that. We rejected, and we've rejected pretty hard. That's concerning to me because a double top does indicate that you are going to continue moving to the downside, or maybe that you're going to start moving to the downside, and I really just don't see a lot of momentum in the market. That being said, we also have to make sure, and this is why we use this word holistic a lot, we have to make sure we're taking everything into account here, because I completely agree. The whales are probably getting to the point where they want Bitcoin to moonshot. I think a lot of these whale wallets and a lot of these institutional investors have loaded up their bags, and yes, maybe they want one more dip down to the $35,000, $40,000. I don't think we're going that low, to be clear, but they might want us to dip that far down so that they can get more. But I think that they're getting close to the point where they want the market to start rallying. I think we're going to start seeing that all-time high run in the next couple of months. I just don't know if it's going to be in the next week. So I want to clarify that. I'm still bearish. I think that we're going to go down into the $43,000 to $44,000 zone. I could be completely wrong, obviously. But we're going to keep an eye on that.
Honestly, this is what I think is happening. And I think that whales and institutions, again, you're going to hear me say this a lot, guys. According to how Richard Wyckoff taught this, the mindset of what they are doing is they purposefully want to buy low and sell high, and they want you to do nothing about it. It's almost like we had so much momentum going for us, and then there was a sell-off. There was manipulation that happened that sparked a rally or a snowball effect of long liquidations that paralyzed the retail investor. That is why we've been moving sideways for the last couple of days. It's literally like we just got stunned with a gun. Like when you encounter an armadillo or a possum and you shine a light at its eyes, instead of running away, it kind of just stares right back at you and it's paralyzed. Mm-hmm. They are counting on the fact that when they do what they want to do, they can manipulate you into being paralyzed so that they can do whatever they want to do. That's why the volume got low. The volume low is people doing things like, I agree with this one, removing their money off of exchanges, doing those outflows. Great. Hodl that money. But the volume's low because nobody wants to make a trade really up or down because we're paralyzed. What does that allow the whale to continue to do? it allows that whale, that institution, that again, let's combine into one person the way Richard Wyckoff tells us to. Let's treat it like one individual. It allows him to do what he wants to do, to create small highs where he can sell and take profit, to create little lows where he can go buy in more, so that when he's good and ready, when he's like, yep, all right, it's time, I'm hitting the red button, boom, the price explodes and his portfolio grows with it, right? That is what I am seeing happen right now, even in technical analysis. You know, Ben, the other day, I think around the blockchain, pretty much said, I don't care what's happening on the charts. Well, you know what, Ben? You got to worry about...
I contested him on that because he's wrong.
You got to worry about what's on the charts. I'm not saying that the chart always perfectly tells us exactly what's happening, but you got to worry about what's happening because it tells us a story. Even looking back at charts tells us a story. So just so you guys know, you guys can't see my screen. I'm just going to walk you guys through. We started a couple days ago, after this price drop, we started into a symmetrical triangle pattern. Are you on the one that I...
Yeah, I'll show them on your chart.
Look at those yellow lines. We were in a symmetrical triangle pattern. Well, symmetrical triangle patterns traditionally, they follow the direction, they're a continuation, thank you, Jeb. They follow the direction that they were coming down to. We came bearish into it, so you would think we'd go bearish out of it, right? Wrong. We went bullish. Now, here's the thing. Did technical analysis fail? No, because technical analysis is a game of probabilities that tells you 70% of the time we break bearish, but that means 30% of the time we break bullish. But okay, now we break bullish. What happens when we break bullish? Someone pointed this out in chat, and we kind of said, yeah, that's exactly what happens. Watch us bend and start going back down. What has happened? We hit our head on the same level that we'd hit 3 other times. I posted this on Twitter the other day, actually starting to form an ascending triangle, all right? So here's the thing. On ascending triangles, now you want to look at that fat level, that fat red line is resistance. Continue to look at the yellow line of support. We traveled alongside of it. 70% of the time, we break bullish out of ascending triangles. Well, what happened? We didn't. There's a 30% chance we break bearish. That's exactly what we did. Boom. But here's the other thing. What happens when we break bearish out of ascending triangles? A lot of time, we go down for a little bit, we loop up and go back up. It's still following the pattern. I still think this TA shows sentiment for bullish action. It just isn't happening exactly how we want it to. But that's what the whales want you to do. They want you to freak out and say, oh no, this isn't working the way I thought it should. So therefore, I'm going to just pause, paralyze myself, because I don't think they think they're actually going to get you out. They just want you to stand still and not make any movement so they can buy the dips.
I think they do think they're going to get you out. I think they're going to get
but I think they know that not all retailers will leave.
Yeah, well, they know not all of them are going to leave, but I think they know that a lot of them are going to freak out.
Well, but here's what I'm saying is we're going to go back down, whether we go back down to 45.5, whether we go back down to 43.5, if they can paralyze you, you're not going to buy at 45.5 or 43.5. Mm-hmm. They're going to buy.
Yep.
And then by the time the price actually starts rallying up, it's too late for you to get that massive profit. Now you have to buy on the way up, in which case you will not maximize your profit while they get to maximize their profit.
Yep.
This is the thinking of, again, take all the whales and all the institutions, make them into one composite man. This is how he operates.
Yep.
If you can think the way he thinks, you will be successful.
Yep.
But if you pause and paralyze yourself and just try to wait to see things, you'll just jump on the trends and you might still be beneficial. You still might make money, but you'll never make as much money as you could have if you learn to think the way the composite man thinks.
That's why some of the best advice you will ever get in trading is buy when there's blood in the streets and sell when there's euphoria in the air. You've heard that many times. The composite man that he's talking about, or as I call the mass psychology of the market, or however you want to look at it, the composite man's a good way of putting it. These whales, these institutions, and the market itself want you to sell when it's low and buy when it's high. It doesn't want you to be successful. You got to realize this. The market is not hoping that you make money and put food on the table for your wife and kids. That's not... No, it wants to put food on its table for its wife and kids and up yours. If you manage to do it without getting in its way, then cool, but it doesn't care about you. I need you to realize that. This market does not care about you. In fact, in a lot of cases, it's trying to attack you. That's not a bad thing. It's just something that you need to be aware of. The market doesn't want you to buy low and sell high. It wants you to sell low and buy high. It wants you to fail. But there's one thing that's useful about that, and that is because there's no consistency in the world except inconsistency, but there is some consistency in this market, and that is it's always going to be fighting against you. So what do? You look at what it wants you to do and you do the opposite. That's why people talk about contrarian trading. Now, I'm not a contrarianist, but I think there's a lot of value in that mindset of saying, oh, well, the whole market thinks this, I'm going to do the opposite. I think if you follow that too closely, then you're going to make a big mistake, but it is a valid thing to keep in your tool belt. The whales want you to sell right now. They want you to dump. They want you to get out. What you need to be doing right now is be looking for entries. And that's the point of this video. Yes, we've seen a sell signal on LuxAlgo. Yes, we're probably, in my opinion anyway, going to see a sell signal on LuxAlgo on Bitcoin in the coming days. Should you sell right now? I don't believe so. LuxAlgo is saying a sell signal because it's an algorithm. I'm not an algorithm, I'm a human, and so are you. Hopefully, we might have some robots watching this, but in general, I think most of you guys are flesh and blood. Bitcoin and Ethereum have extremely large rallies coming in the next 6 months. I firmly believe that Bitcoin's going to be at $100,000 before the end of Q1. I've been saying that for a while, and I think that Ethereum's going to be up above $5,000, maybe up to $10,000 in the next 6 to 12 months as well. They want you to sell. Don't. You're going to regret it. That is not financial advice. Probably sounds like it, but I'm going to cover my own butt here and say it's not. I'm not your CPA, but I am somebody that you're watching. You came here for my opinion. That's my opinion. Don't sell. Look for buying opportunities. You're going to be glad you did. Where does Bitcoin go in the next couple of days? I think it's going to go down. Tim thinks it's going to bounce. At the end of the day, if you're in this for the long haul...
That means it's going to go down and then bounce.
Yes. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what happens in the next couple of days if you're not a trader. If you're a trader, then it does. If you're an investor, be looking for entries. Bottom line. With that said, let's go ahead and read. Let's read 3 super chats. We're gonna read one more story, and then we'll wrap out with some super chats.
Rick4962. He's the guy that does the yard because he says he called me yard dog. Yeah, okay, great. Yep. Shout out again to our yard dog.
Shout out.
He said your video last night was great. Call me yard dog.
Yep. All right, let's go yard dog. Tim's by the way. That video that went up yesterday with that says 10 story on it might be a top 10 video we've ever made on this channel. That was
I think it's top 5.
That was a phenomenal video, and it wasn't my video, it was Tim's video.
Guys, yeah.
You guys need to go watch that. That was incredible.
Also,
I envy Tim's ability to storytell.
Also, shout out to my children in chat.
You have children?
Yep.
Yeah, someone identified as
No, I have multiple children. Look.
Multiple?
Yeah, multiple children.
20 years old.
Do you identify as BitBoy Crypto's son?
Yes, I am BitBoy's son.
Oh, okay,
So he's a grandfather.
Yeah. Oh, he's a grandfather now. How about that?
I was even thinking about it. I think I'm gonna put it on Twitter. I'm gonna get one of those like you know those that like showers like you are not the father, you are the father. I'm gonna like do a Photoshop of Ben with it and then like
he is the father.
I would say I did a DNA test, Dad.
That's so funny.
Oh my god. All right, we're keep moving. Micah Barlow said, but BitBoy said the charts mean nothing right now. Yeah,
BitBoy also, when I talked to him yesterday on stream, I told him the charts might not mean as much right now as they normally do because of the manipulation. I can agree with that to a certain extent, but the charts are going to tell you where the levels that you need to be paying attention to are. And if you watch the video, he says fair. So he actually agrees with me on that. The charts are going to tell you where the bottoms are and the tops are, at least so that you know, oh, it's not going to 45. It's probably going to go to 43. It might not tell you the exact direction, which I think it does. I disagree with Ben on that, and I disagree with him on a lot of things. But he even agrees with me that the technicals and the charts are going to tell you the levels that you need to be aware of.
The other thing is we need to get back to a place in this world where you can disagree with someone and still like them. Like many people think that just because you disagree with them, that means you guys are enemies.
No, every time Ben and I are on around the blockchain, he normally has to go and do baseball practice for his kids, which is awesome right after. But normally we sit and talk for a little bit. Every single time after ATB behind this off stage, he's like, it's so funny how everybody in chat thinks we hate each other. Yeah. It's people. Ben and I are friends, just to be clear. Yeah. You know.
All right, let's keep moving on because I think we said one more. Charismatic or Kelly said fake out. You just need to change your name to Kelly. I have to read it and then clarify. Fake out to the downside, then mid-afternoon rally and up throughout the weekend. That's my prediction for the movement today.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if it's not that I disagree with the timeline, Kelly. I just don't know if that's for sure it. What I will say that potentially would mean that would be correct, and I said this morning. Traditionally, not always, Fridays are reversals of trends, especially trends that weren't crazy strong. So yes, we had that massive dip. What day did we have the dip? Was that?
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
So we had that dip, but other than that, this wasn't a massive downtrend. Mm-hmm. I think that today/tomorrow and Sunday, we're going to see a reversal of this trend to be bullish. I just think we have a little bit more, and maybe that's what Kelly's saying, down for the rest of this morning, And then he even sent a text this morning after lunch. We'll rally. He meant after the launch of September 12th, smart contracts in Cardano. But I agree that concept of we have a little more down to go before we resume this rally.
By the way, afternoon video today is going to be on Cardano and the Alonzo launch and what you should be expecting on that. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't hit that big red subscribe button, you need to subscribe because we're the fastest growing crypto analysis channel on YouTube. And we want to bring you quality content that's educational, informational. We want to give you data. We want to give you predictions. We want to give you what you want. If you want to be subscribed to a channel that has your best interest at heart, not our best interest so we can go buy Lambos, but so that you can be successful and do that for yourself, subscribe and hit that like button.
What are we doing later today, Jeb?
I don't know. What are we doing later today? I have no idea.
At 3:30, what are we doing?
Oh, at 3:30, we are sitting down and having a new meeting about content strategy because we potentially might have some new shows coming in the future. More content, more videos, more maybe an afternoon stream.
Oh, but yeah. By the way, I don't think we ever announced it. I guess I gotta announce it, guys. There's gonna be no more Between Two Coins.
We're going in a different direction.
No more Between Two Coins, guys. I'm sorry. It's over. It's dead. It was fun while it lasted, guys. It was fun while it lasted. But we're gonna start new shows. We're gonna replace it with the even better shows.
Yes, so we're gonna have even more shows coming. I'll tell you what my vision is. I want us to see an afternoon stream just like this 5 days a week. We're gonna have to figure out how to pull that off, but that's what I want. I'm not guaranteeing that. That's a vision, not a promise, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. With that said, I have a headline here I want to read. I'm not even going to read the article, but I want to read this headline, and I want to hear your initial reaction to this, Tim.
Okay.
Report says Western Union could lose $400 million if El Salvador's Shivo Bitcoin wallet gains traction. What do you think about that?
I read the article, and I still want to dig a little bit deeper into the meaning of everything, but overall, my first reaction to it was good. Like, good. This is awesome. Again, I'm sure there are things outside of my scope of understanding at this moment that I'm not thinking of, and it has implications. But the concept of, okay, let me start with, I read that article right after talking with Kelly, who pointed out that something that people are not discussing right now, that should be discussed way more, is El Salvador now using Bitcoin at legal tender is going to force centralized and world banks to accept Bitcoin because they have to, because they have to interact with El Salvador. And then that news article popped up and I was reading, I was like, man, even if we don't see massive price action in Bitcoin go positive, and the thing is we've seen it down, I don't think that was El Salvador's fault. I think people are trying to peg it on them. That El Salvador news, we knew this months ago, but even more is coming out. And as you really unpack what the implications of El Salvador using Bitcoin as legal tender, it kind of makes you be like, holy cow, we thought it was going to be big. It's bigger than we even thought. And it's coming quicker than we even thought. So that is my reaction. I want to learn more about what's happening there, but first reaction, I like it.
You know what's funny? I read that headline, and the first thing that popped into my mind was just, do, 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 do. Poor Western Union.
Yeah, I was confused.
Screw them. I do not care. They can lose $400 million all you want. They've been, taking advantage, I suppose is a way I could say it, of El Salvador for a very long time. What kind of okay, this upsets me. The glasses are coming off. This upsets me. El Salvador is a very poor nation. Nearly a quarter of their gross domestic product goes to fees on remittances. I am a capitalist through and through. You've probably never met somebody who's more of a capitalist than I am, but I'm also a moral man, and I think that's absolutely disgusting. I think it is absolutely abhorrent that you charge those kind of fees in a nation that certainly can't afford them. Maybe they have to make it work. I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure that those remittance fees are just there because they can, and that makes me very sad because the people of El Salvador deserve better. They are human beings, and they are God's children, and they deserve a lot better than a quarter of their GDP to be going towards remittance. That's why I love the idea of Bitcoin in El Salvador and other Central and South American nations and nations in Africa and third world countries that need that support. They shouldn't be spending a quarter of their GDP on remittance fees. They ought to be spending a quarter of their GDP on infrastructure and schooling for their children. That's where that GDP should be going. And it infuriates me that they're having to spend that money on fees to a multi-$100 billion bank that certainly doesn't need it as much as they do. That's why I love Bitcoin, and that's why you should be involved with it. Nevertheless, That's why I wanted to read that headline.
You know what I want to do more research on, because you hear opposite stories all the time. You know, we have people in chat that at least claim to be from El Salvador, and I don't really have much of a reason to not believe them, that are fighting the FUD that El Salvadorian people do not want this bill. They discussed, man, I'm here, I'm on the street, these are paid protesters, this is false, this is being spread. The other thing is, you know, I've seen lots of articles talking about Bukele and he's corrupt, and but I've seen people who are El Salvadorian people saying, actually, no, Bukele is constantly fighting against corruption and is fighting for the people. Even that concept of why he wants Bitcoin, again, we talked about this the other day. Let's say he was an evil and corrupt man. He is doing something that is amazing for his people. He's letting a genie out of a bottle that will not be put back in. But if he's a good person, if he is a fair and loving leader, he's doing what is great for his people, even if, despite what the Mexican central bank system says, nobody wants their currency to go up and down 10% a day. Well, guess what? No one wants, as Jeb just said, their currency to be taxed or taken away from them. A quarter of what they make gets taken away from them every single time as a whole country. Bitcoin could be the unlocking key for this country to emerge as not just successful, but maybe even become an economic powerhouse in Central America. They're Central America, right? El Salvador?
Yes.
Yeah. In Central America, to give their people prosperity and freedom that they've been longing to have for a long time.
And you know, one thing I got to address here, just because I love that El Salvador, and after I say this, we're going to read super chats. We're going to have to catch up. After I say this, look, I love that El Salvador is adopting Bitcoin, and I'm not from El Salvador. I don't know everything about Nayib Bukele. I'm probably butchering his name. I don't know if he's corrupt. I don't know if he's a great guy. I have no idea. I've never met him. One thing I can tell you is that it's really interesting to me that this was announced in Miami, a U.S. city. It was announced in English, and it was not announced in his own nation to his domestic people. I'm kind of sensing a little bit of politics here, that Nayib Bukele might want to see a lot of Bitcoiners and blockchain people come in and work in El Salvador, and that might have been one of the big motives for this. I don't know what his motives are. It's just striking to me that as far as the reports are saying, this was announced in Miami and not in his own country, and it was announced in English and not in Spanish. There is some fishy stuff going on here. I'm not saying that everything's perfect and sunshine and rainbows. What I am saying is that whatever the motive was, it is a good thing for the people of El Salvador. And the long lines outside of all these different places where Bitcoin's coming online and the pictures of it prove it. With that said, let's go ahead and read some super chats.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to read two of these real quick because they are from Kelly. He said, since I closed my other online biz and at your request, I changed my name back to Kelly Kellum.
There we go.
And then he went on to say, Kelly Kellum, a.k.a. the artist formerly known as Charismatic.
Yes.
So
thank you, Kelly.
Kelly.
And helps us plan
Welcome to
these
your
shows.
new name. I have a new name what seems like every other week, so it's a fun club. We meet every week. Ian Major said, people taking profits on stagnant Ethereum to buy alts with greater potential gains, including Solana and Phantom. Can we get an episode on for a deep dive on sharding?
Drop a 1 in chat if you'd like to see a daily video. Sharding is sharding is side chains and everything with proof of stake systems.
Okay.
Yep.
Drop a 1 in chat if you would like to see a daily video on altcoins every single day. Not trying to steal the whole altcoin daily model, but I'm thinking about doing technical analysis on a different altcoin every single day of the week. Drop a 1 in chat if you'd like to see
that's
that.
what their name is.
Yeah.
What
well,
if we just called it?
Altcoin Daily is a fantastic channel, and you should go subscribe to Austin and Aaron. They're great guys. I know them. Nevertheless, tell us in chat if you think that's a good thing.
We're going to name it Daily Altcoin.
Daily Altcoin. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Matt C. said, hey, Jeb, I'd love to hear your opinion about the conversation you had with Ben on ATB yesterday. I'm not much of a conspiracy guy, but he did make a compelling case for impending deflation at the end of the year.
He makes a compelling case for impending deflation. The problem is I vehemently disagree with his stance that we're going to see a major correction, that we're going to see Bitcoin go to all-time high in the next 3 or 4 weeks, and that is going to then be followed by a bear market where we go to 15,000. I think he's completely, absolutely, fundamentally wrong. Completely wrong. I do think that the Federal Reserve might be looking at impending massive inflation, not hyperinflation, and be thinking, okay, well, we need to try and reverse this because we want to maintain hegemony of the currency around the world. He makes a lot of great points. I'm not going to argue with him on that. I'm not saying he's right, I'm not saying he's wrong. I just want to do more research and make sure I know what I'm talking about before I make an opinion on that. But I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as he thinks it is, and I don't think it's going to have as big of an impact on Bitcoin in the next 6 months as he thinks it does.
Gotcha. All right, moving forward. Yay, good name. Nahul Cardenas et Chevers. Pretty sure none of those were right, but that's what we got. Hi, guys. Thank you for your job and share your vision. Just take a look at Solana/Ethereum pair. Solana is taking over the Ethereum market. That's actually interesting.
I don't think Solana's going to take over the Ethereum market anytime soon. Solana's so overextended, it's not even funny, and it needs a big correction.
What I would love to look at just really quickly, though, is it looks like at the moment Solana over Ethereum is actually in a descending wedge.
I mean, it might go up against Ethereum.
Oh, I'm looking at the hourly chart, though, so that's not necessarily too broad of a view. On the daily chart, that's a flag, you know. On the 4-hourly chart, let me look real quick. Yeah, there's like I suspected. On the 4-hourly chart, we got a flag and a bull pennant forming. So, and again, what Jeb just said, I don't think it's going to actually take it over. But in terms of its gaining on Ethereum,
I'm showing them what you're looking at right now.
Oh, you were? Okay.
So, yeah.
As far as it gaining on Ethereum, no, there's an argument.
No, it could gain on it, yeah.
No, I think we said on this show a little bit ago, we think that Solana is going to become a top 5, if not top 4 project.
I think it's a great project. Yeah, I think it's a great project. I just don't see it contending with. I think this was a question on ATB yesterday, actually. I just don't see it contending with Ethereum anytime soon. Maybe in the future, just not yet.
Yeah, it's just it's so young.
There. Yeah.
All right. Let me get to Crypto Lee's comment saying, "Keep up the great work. Watching from maybe you know
Sevierville. Sevierville. Yep.
Sevierville, Tennessee. Got a lot of people from Tennessee.
I was born in Pigeon Forge. I was born in Pigeon Forge. The day I was born, we lived in Gatlinburg.
We should connect with some like production company up there. Go up there for like a week, just be in Tennessee and do a couple shows in Tennessee because that's your hometown.
Amazing.
I love the mountains.
That would be amazing.
Smay, what do you think about that?
I love Gatlinburg.
Would you love to go to Tennessee and do some shows? Sure, yeah.
More specifically, I love the Smoky Mountains. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge are tourist traps. They're nice towns, but they have way too many people in them.
Yes. Let's keep moving. I'm going to read this one right now, even though he just posted it, from Matt C., and he makes a great point. He said, breaking from crypto for just a moment. Tomorrow is an important day. Never forget us.
Amen.
In case any of you are outside the U.S., tomorrow is 9/11.
Yep.
This is what, the 20th year?
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary of the Twin Tower attacks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Matt C., thank you so much. Well,
thank you, Matt
never
C.
forget that. Yep. CR said, BSV, any chance? One short gets liquidated, could go up like a spring.
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
Nope, don't even know. Sorry. Gabriel Velez said, what if ADA leads rally again on September 12th?
We're going to talk about that in this afternoon's video.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yep. Great points there we have to be made. Mike Goodman said, zoom out on charts and see a huge head and shoulders on the daily on ETH and Bitcoin.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's going to play out just because if it did play out, then we'd be going down to like $20,000. I don't think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it does look like that.
Kenneth Gardner said, Plan B made the prediction last month of $43,000 floor. So again, so that kind of confirms what my suspicion was, is that that's not them saying we're going to have to do it again. Not saying we won't do it again. But we've already hit the $43,000. So that doesn't mean we have to hit it again. And like, there are some technical support lines. And as Jeb said, I want to clarify, zones right there at that 45.5 that I think, let's talk about 43 after we've broken through confidently that 45.5, if we break through the 45.5. CR said, Bitcoin is about to have a golden cross. Was this discussed earlier and I just joined? We didn't discuss that today, but we talked about that earlier this week.
We did, yes.
Yep, no, that's still on track. Nothing's changed.
Nope, nothing's changed.
Another comment we're going to see, you guys hear us say all the time, before you just freak out and change everything, zoom out.
When in doubt, zoom out.
Look at past thoughts and past predictions. Has anything changed since those in all reality? And the answer is no. Chad Rippey, it's either Rippey or Ripey, but I think Rippey. In my opinion, BitBoy wasn't saying TA is not important. It's just that he doesn't care what they say right now. In other words, he's not trading and he's confident we're still in a bull run, so waiting patiently for it to continue.
He said the charts don't matter right now, is verbatim what he said, and I disagree with him on that. I understand what he's saying. He's getting at the technicals are being overridden by manipulation right now, and I agree that there's a lot of manipulation in the space, but manipulation doesn't dictate everything, and the technicals are still going to be very important in that, even if the technicals are, even if the manipulation is going on. We just had a $300 donation.
Well, we had $300 donation as well as like 4 others that I'm trying to catch up and copy and paste.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll read this one. Rick4962 donated $300. I'm pretty sure that's the largest super chat we've ever had. Wow, thank you, dude. It said Ephesians 6:11 through 13. Tim, call me if you can. Please pray for this. Great day starter. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, that's
Tim, call him.
Yeah, he wants to. I don't know how to call you.
Rick!
Yeah.
Rick!
Yo, Rick!
Rick! quick.
All right.
Yard dog.
There we go. We're gonna keep moving on. Yeah, good. Okay, I caught up. All right, lots of super chats. Our goal is to be done by 10:40. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get that. Bullish Shalom or Bullish Shalom.
Shalom.
Jeb and Tim, top guys.
Thank you.
He didn't say it, but Smay's top guys too.
Smay's a top guy
Thank
too,
you.
or a top girl. We
Hit
don't
a
know.
1 in chat if you think Smay's also a top guy.
Smay is a top guy. Drop a 1.
Jessica Garcia said, "Good, not financial advice, Jeb. Hodl, buying those pillows, nice merch." Oh yeah,
Thank
the
you.
pillows.
Let's go. Get the
Yes.
merch. Link in the description down below.
Mobile Monogram and Sign said, "Why do you think bull markets extend into next? Why do you think the bull market extends into next year?"
Because I don't think we're at the all-time high, and I think we're going to break $65,000, and I don't think it's going to happen in the next 3 weeks like Ben thinks. I think it's... I mean, look, we could double in the next 3 weeks. It's happened before. I've watched Bitcoin double in less time. I just don't think the market is there right now. It would be... If that does happen, I will gladly say... Hands up, I'm wrong. I just don't see it happening. I think it's going to take... I think we are going to go to $100,000 in this run, and I don't think it's going to take 3 weeks to do it. I think it's going to take a lot longer than that. So,
Okay.
Yep.
More of these. Here we go. Helio Z, I think, or Helio. Please go over Solana TA since it has dropped since yesterday. Sell flash on it. Price through year end. I have 10,000 in Bitcoin and 30,000 in Solana.
I don't know what Solana is going to do over the next 6 months. I think it's probably going to do pretty well, but over the next... At some point, it needs a correction. And people hate it when I say this, but Solana is sitting at 91 on the RSI right now on the daily chart. It needs a correction desperately, and don't be surprised if it happens.
There's also massive bearish RSI divergence that's been forming for a little minute now,
Yep.
and it's when it hits, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit hard. But good for you for choosing to take that route. You've made some money. I think this is a great time to take some profit. Not all. I don't think this is the end for Solana, but I think it's the short time end. Asif Ramzan said, "Hello, I like to keep my holding even for a long term in Coinbase. Is there any danger since the SEC is going after Coinbase?"
No, that would the SEC going after it would not put it in danger. There have been reports of people not being able to get their money out of Coinbase. I don't know anything about that. It hasn't happened to me. We use Coinbase. So look into that. But for the most part, it's safe. I would encourage you to hold your own keys in your own wallet, in your own safe. Just be your own bank, BYOB. Doesn't mean bring your own beer in crypto. It means be your own bank. We act as our own bank because as much as I like Coinbase, Coinbase is not me. So I trust myself more than I trust Coinbase, but it should be safe, yeah.
Copy and pasting another one because love you guys. You guys super chat a lot. Corey said, "Go to Tennessee, preferably in October. I'll be in Jacksboro then."
Yeah, there you go.
Where's Jacksboro in relationship to
No
that?
idea.
What if we... Hold on.
I haven't lived in Tennessee since I was 5.
I have an idea. What if we went to Tennessee and did a meetup on the anniversary of the first upload of this channel in November?
Yeah. Maybe.
What we would need to do is we need to find a lot of connections. So talking to every person in Tennessee that is watching right now, if you guys can work on finding us some connections, both in production to be able to shoot some streams, and a conference center or some location we could house that. If we can come up with that, I would say I'm down.
Yeah,
I'd love to go
I
up
think
there.
that'd be
I'd love to
awesome.
go up there and do a show in front of a live audience.
Yeah, like do a live.
The only
Coffee
thing I will
Crypto.
say,
Right.
the only thing I will say, we will do our best to get something like that done. Things that we cannot at this point talk about in fullness, we are working on a lot
Are
here.
coming in November.
There's a lot of busy stuff happening here. So
Yes.
that's why I'm saying this
That
guy's like,
might make it even better.
I know, but
Yes.
I'm just saying we don't have time to make all the plans.
There's a
So
bunch
other
of top
people can make
secret
these plans
projects.
for us. If other people can make these plans for us,
And we just show up,
we
we can
could
do that.
potentially make this
This is true.
go
Maybe,
through.
maybe.
This is true.
We'll talk about this later.
Raymond Vieira said, "Man, I messed up so good. Bought XRP, not XPR, not XRP, and I'm seeing gains, but don't know if it's a great platform. Ray remodels first Denver, Colorado contractor taking crypto as payment. XPR claims that know your customer and no fees." Oh, he's asking.
Yeah, you bought Proton, it looks like. I've never heard of this project before, so I don't have any idea.
Is that as good as Protein?
I don't know.
Jeb, do you
Protein's
still like
pretty great.
Ethos?
That's a throwback right there. I haven't looked at Ethos in 3 years, so
There's
really.
a comment in chat from Brian Nylander. It made me laugh, so that's why I'm reading this. He says, "You better ask Tim's wife first because she's the boss." You're not wrong. She's very sweet, but
she's also in chat under my
she?
account.
Is she? Is she in chat?
Yeah, she's in chat using the Crypto Jeb account to talk to people. Shout out to Tay. Okay, let's move through these. We gotta move.
We only have 3 more. Jeb, let's go finish on the TVA.
I would love to go fishing, is what he
Fishing.
said on the
I'm a bad
TVA.
reader.
My great-grandfather helped build some of those dams up there in the Tennessee and the TVA.
For a second, I thought you were talking about the Loki.
Not,
the
not
TVA
Loki,
from Loki.
not Loki.
And I was like,
Tennessee Valley Authority, I think is what TVA stands for.
Oh, very nice.
We always have only a few
I
more.
love
Tennessee
fishing,
Valley
guys.
Authority, yeah.
I love fishing. I'd love to come along.
Here we go. Moving on. We got Mike 2 2025 saying, been DCAing in VeChain for the past year. I have 100,000. Should I keep doing it or stop and switch to Bitcoin?
You have enough VeChain. I would stop and switch to Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your CPA, but I would personally get some Bitcoin. You're overexposed to VeChain, in my opinion.
Boom. Joshua Hens said, would it be better to take profits or move profits into a stable coin and wait during the bear market?
Calling a bear market is so hard, so I would be careful about going that route. If you have to ask that question, then you probably are looking to lean on someone with more experience. I have more experience. I might have more experience. I might not. I don't know. But the fact that you're asking that question means that you might not be totally confident in that. And it takes a lot of skill to do that. So I probably wouldn't.
Yeah. The best thing for that, though, and we've talked about on the show before, that you will wreck yourself by making a decision and then second guessing it the whole time.
Yep.
You got to learn to think for yourself, make a decision, and ride out
And
the
stick
consequences.
with it. That's absolutely true.
Asif Ramzan, I think it's correct, said, Asif again from North Carolina, what is your advice for wallet or private ledger key? Please advise, I need guidance since I invested $35,000 into ADA.
I have no idea on that one, to be honest with you.
You don't have any advice for a wallet or private ledger?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought, wait, say the question again. I must have misheard.
What is your advice for a wallet or private ledger /key?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, a Ledger Nano S or a Ledger Nano X. We actually have affiliate links for them in the description box down below. I misheard that because I was reading chat.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, okay, guys, I think I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, that's it. I got through all of them.
Boom,
and it is
sauce, we
10:40
got
on the
it.
dot.
We got to close before somebody does
Guys,
another one.
we got a great lineup of content coming out over the weekend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn more about technical analysis, you need to join the #1 technical analysis cryptocurrency technical analysis academy in the entire cryptocurrency market. We have taught over 5,000 people how to do analysis on these markets so that they can be profitable in them. Why? Not so that we can make a bunch of money and get rich. You know, I take almost no money out of the company. This company does not exist to make Jeb McAfee rich. I want to clarify that. And it doesn't exist to make Tim Warren or Smay rich. I am their champion and I want them to do very well. I am working for them. I have 15 employees. 15 people don't work for me. I work for 15 people. That's how I look at it. I don't have 165,000 subscribers or 158,000 subscribers. I work for 160,000 of you guys. That's how I look at it. That is the way that we look at it. Our core value of humility means that we serve others. It is our mission here to serve you by giving you education based on the experience that we've built so that you can become profitable in cryptocurrency markets. We are here for you. If you need us, we're here. That's why we have the support line, support@cryptojeb.com. Over on our landing page, actually, we have a new live chat functionality so that you can actually talk to someone on our team. And we'll get back to you. We're a small team, so we probably won't get back to you immediately, but we will get back to you. That's a new functionality that's experimental right now, but it is coming online. If you guys want to learn technical analysis, you need to come to the #1 place in the entire cryptocurrency market to do so, and you can sign up with the link in the description.
Can I chime one final thought on that?
Absolutely.
Even wrapping that up, I know we're running long on time. Here's the thing, guys. As Jeb just said, this company does not exist to make him rich, doesn't exist to make me rich. The truth is this company does not exist to make any one individual rich. The purpose of this company is to help you make yourself rich and wealthy and free.
Keyword
the way
free.
you do that is twofold. One, you educate yourself. So why do we have a course? Is so that you have access to education so you can make decisions for yourself. And number two is by growing your community and interacting with other people to learn from others' experiences. Those are the two things this whole company is about.
Yep.
Education and community. If that's what you like, you want to be a part of not just this channel, but a part of what we're doing going forward with CD2A, future courses we're going to be building, the community that we're building through YouTube membership, through Discord, through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. If you want to be rich, the two things make you rich: education, community. That is what we are building. If you like that,
Absolutely.
hit the like, hit subscribe, join the group.
Absolutely. And that's also why we support things like Lux Algo. We wouldn't support Lux Algo if it didn't help you. Mike Playfirst just said in chat this week, Mike Play, said, first weekend I made $1.3 thousand with Lux Algo default settings. I personally love their default settings. They're the best ones. Check out CT2A with the description, with the link in the description down below. And also make sure to check out Lux Algo with the link down below as well. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the fastest growing analysis channel here on YouTube, this is the definitive place on YouTube to come for analysis on cryptocurrency markets. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're shooting for 200,000 subscribers by the end of next month. I think that is very much in the cards, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. That's all we got for you for this stream, but we have more content coming up on the lineup later on today. We're going to be talking about Cardano, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Smash that like button and make sure to follow us on our socials at CryptoJeb over on Instagram and Twitter. All of those links are down below. That's all I got for you for now, though. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.